you are not engaging in a process called Atma Shodhane, soul searching. We should engage in a process called Atma Shodhane, Atma Avalokana, Atmanusandhana. Then only you will understand what you are and what you are up to, what you are capable of delivering. So this is very, very important starting point. Understand, appreciate your capabilities. Aham Brahmasmi Tattvamasi. I am endowed with infinite potential to develop myself. Sky is the limit. Napoleon Nimbo rightly said, "Oh God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference." Therefore, three important aspects again in the entire process is learn to change, change to learn, and learn to learn. Learn to learn, it is called deutero learning. Learn to learn is the most fundamental of all learning, because we belong to the learning society. We are embracing the concept of lifelong learning mission. That is the hallmark of economic development of any nation, and India cannot become an exception to this. Therefore, entrepreneurship can happen only when you understand and appreciate your competencies. Normally I say, if you are qualified, it is not enough in the form of what you call CGPA, cumulative grade point average. I also secured first rank and a gold medalist, I became like that, but it did not help me in any way. But anyway, I don't belittle the importance of getting a rank or gold medal or distinction or high cumulative grade point average. But that is not the be all and end all of our existence. We must move beyond that. That is what, as a teacher, I say, teacher is a game changer. According to National Education Policy 2020, the punchline of NEP 2020 is nation first and character must. So it means, unless we understand, appreciate this element of our existence in the most befitting manner, we cannot make things happen. Therefore, oh God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Then the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference between what I cannot change and what I can change. But today, change taking place in some pockets of excellence will not make any meaning to me. I will always refer to transformation, total change. If there is some change in some part of the economy, there must be corresponding parametrical change in the other dimensions of the economy. Because when we talk about economic development, I understand it is multidimensional, multidisciplinary, multicultural, and multinational in its total perspective. So that being the case, we are encouraging startup, thanks to the initiative of our great Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, because stand up and all those things, be on yourself, stand up on your own legs, self-reliance, self-dependence, Atmanirbhar Bharat. It can happen only when you are independent, and you can independently think in the right direction with a sense of purpose, pride and direction. So it means startup, that's very, very important. Startup can happen with the three things. To start with, what is required is imagination. As a teacher, I will always say, you have to create, build, sustain, nurture imaginative atmosphere inside the classroom. But of course, real learning take place outside the classroom. Because today, NEP 2020 talks about experiential learning process, getting hands-on experience, learning by doing. When I was doing my postdoc research at Nottingham Business School in Nottingham Trent University, my mentor Jim Stewart was telling me, you work so you learn. I work so I learn. This is called workplace learning. That is possible only when we are in a position to inspire the young hearts and minds to engage in an imaginative mode of learning. So imagination. Next comes creativity. Creating something new. It is possible through out-of-box thinking, looking beyond the curriculum, looking beyond the obvious, looking beyond the boundaries, called boundary-less thinking. Today it's very, very important, creativity. The third element in the same sequence or in the virtuous cycle is innovation. Commercialization of invention is nothing but innovation. It must have commercial potential. it must help the last person in the society. Then only it will enhance not only the standard of living, but more importantly the standard of life of people. That is the main crux of the issue here. So entrepreneurship, economic development, startup, they are closely interlinked. And anyway, we have got two important technical sessions. The first one is on women entrepreneurship as a tool for women empowerment. Yes, Grihini Grihamuchyate, that is what we believe. Women empowerment is very, very important. But if we do not strike the right chord, Grihini Grihamuchyate, that is what in Kannada. So it means we have to empower her. We should respect her. In Kannada we always say, Janma needida tayi, hetta tayi, ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೊತ್ತ ತಾಯಿ ಭಾರತ ಮಾತೆ, ಭೂಮಿ, ಮಾತೃಭೂಮಿ, ಇದನ್ನು ಮರಿಬಾರದು. ನೆವರ್ ಫಾರ್ಗೆಟ್. ಇತಿಹಾಸ ಮರೆತವ ಇತಿಹಾಸ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಸಲಾರ ಅಂತ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ BR ಅಂಬೇಡ್ಕರ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ವಿವೇಕಾನಂದರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಾವು ನೀವು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಸೊ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ನೆವರ್ ಫಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ ಅವರ್ ಓನ್ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ. ನಡೆದು ಬಂದ ದಾರಿ ಮರೆಯದಿರು ಕಂದ ಈಸ್ ಮೈ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಲೆಸನ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಇನ್ ಮೈ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್. Then only we will be in a position to move ahead, whether it's economic development or startup or any profession of your choice. Study the past, understand the present, then you will be able to project the future. So it's a very important session. Dr. Harish Joshi, again my student and my best friend, he will be there. Then Srimati Shilpa Joshi, Chairperson Sri Padmanabha Bhatt. Then technical session 2. You have got a right resource person, highly competent person, Dr. Ravindra Kumar B. He is sitting here, he came well ahead of his schedule. And Chairperson Sri Rajarama CG. So the second session is on rural entrepreneurship development models. Very important today, because rural India is real India, Mahatma Gandhi ji said, and we are also witnessing the true scene now. And we are unleashing the potential within every farmer today, thanks to the initiatives of Sri Narendra Modi ji. It means rural entrepreneurship development models. Because the new governor of West Bengal, he happens to be my friend, intellectual friend, Dr. Anand Bose. We were together in so many things during COVID time. See, he always focused on what he call entrepreneurship relating to rural development and rural models. And he was with me and I was with him, for inaugurating Village TV in Shirwa. So at that time I really understood the potential of Sri Anand Bose. That being the case here, technical session 2 will be very close to our heart, and it will make certain things happen. And you will get several moments of truth. I request all the delegates, all the student delegates, to make the best moment of each truth available during this. And again in the afternoon you have got paper presentation and discussion. Dr. Shashitandran and Dr. Vijay Saraswati, both of them will be the chairpersons. And you can also get hands-on experience of making presentation and answering the queries. It's always, very interesting and exciting part, and the day will be coming to an end with the valedictory program. Therefore, it is conceived in a highly befitting manner, and it's being executed in a very appreciable manner. It's a one-day national level seminar, because the brain behind all these things I know very well. It is none other than Dr. Vigneshwar Varmudi, my friend. Thank you very much for your time and opportunity. I am extremely delighted to inaugurate this one-day national level seminar on entrepreneurship and economic development in the context of startup. Ellarigu shubhavagli. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka.
Thank you, sir, for your enlightening and inspiring words. May I now request Shri Animashalu Vishnu Bhatt sir, President, Governing Council, NCAS PERLA, to present memento to Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor P. Subramania Edapadithaya sir as a token of gratitude. Thank you, sir. And we are very grateful to have with us Dr. Vijay Saraswati, Coordinator of PG Department of Commerce, Vivekananda College, Puttur. Madam, a warm welcome to you for this seminar. And also we have with us Dr. Ravikala Eshwadi of Vivekananda College, Puttur. Madam, a warm welcome to you for this program. And it's a very great honor to have with us Rajaram CG, sir, Managing Partner and Director, Ecobliss. So a warm welcome to you this program. And it's a most awaited moment. Today we have with us the director of the seminar, Dr. Vigneshwara Barmadi, sir. Sir, I request you to wish for the program. So now I request Shri Y. Sudhir Kumar Shetty, today's keynote speaker, ex-executive director and president, UAE Exchange Center. Sir, please.
The chairperson of today's seminar, Sri Anemajulu Vishnu Bhatt, Vice Chancellor of Mangalore University, Professor P. Subramanya Edapaditaya, Dr. Vigneshwar Varmudi, Dr. Kishore Kumar Rai, the principal of the NALANDA College, Mr. Suresh KM, seminar convener, Anusha, co-convener, Sri Ravindra Kumarji, members of the Board of Governors of NALANDA, distinguished guests, delegates, students, and friends. Professor Edapaditaya was speaking about Dr. Varmudi, who has been his classmate. Dr. Varmudi was also my classmate in PERLA. He came from Alike and he joined SNI school in grade 8, and we spent 3 years. And we have done more activity outside the school rather than from inside the school. But it is very gratifying to note that 3 of us are connected some way or the other. In fact, Professor Dr. Anand Bose is also closely known to me. We spent good time together long time back. And it's a very happy and great occasion for all of us that he has been chosen to be the governor of West Bengal. Let me thank the management of NALANDA for organizing this seminar and also for inviting me to be the keynote speaker for a theme which, as our Vice Chancellor mentioned, it is of 3 major things. I don't know how to condense all the 3 into one, but I'll simply focus on startups and how it is different from the traditional businesses, because entrepreneurship is, everything is entrepreneurship. Even a small kirana shop, he is an entrepreneur. But the difference, major difference being, these are all small businesses. They start off with their own little funds or accumulate some funds from the family and they set up a business. And they don't look beyond the area of their expertise. Whereas startups are capital intensive. Of course, it emanates from some idea, disruptive idea I should say, because if it is a normal thing, then it is not called as startups. Startup is startup because something which we have not seen it in the past. So the disruption happens because of innovations. Now, the startups, the major thing is because they are capital intensive, and for quite a long period of time, their revenue will be far too less than the investment that they need to make. That's the reason they look for funders. Now, who are the funders? Angel investors, venture capitalists. These, or if they are able to take the company to a level, then you merge this company with another company or go for IPOs. These are the way forward. In fact, the thrust for startups started way back. Now, almost 2/3 of the total startups that we see is in USA. Almost about 64% they say. Next is China, and India has taken the 3rd place. We are around close to 5%, but we have made a mark on this. Now, it is the forecast is by 2025 we should be having not less than 250 startups which are unicorns. Now, who are the unicorns? Today we have about 100 of them. Unicorns are those whose revenue is more than $1 billion. So by 2025 we should be having not less than 450, 500, 250 they say, but I'm sure it is going to be double of that. It is growing at a fast pace. And most of the innovations, even in US when we say 64% of the startups are in US, Indians are behind this. Vast majority of the startups in US, you have Indians at one level or the other. Either they join the promoter in a later stage, or they are the people who invent these sort of new areas of businesses. Now, how does it really take shape? Of course, a lot of research goes into what should be the level of acceptance by the people. In fact, Professor touched upon all these areas, because he said, unless you offer a product or service which is accepted by the consumer, there is no point in developing something. So that's the first and foremost thing. And then it has to be something which is definitely a path-breaking innovation. In fact, I have been involved in the payment system, remittances and foreign exchange for almost 3 decades. We have seen that change happening. From 100% manual operation, we have moved to a situation where absolutely there is no manual intervention. I have to cite one thing here. You see now, when we say in remittances, money transfer, there are people from India who have been working across the globe in different parts of the world, especially the lower rung of the society, the laborers. They need to send money back home to their families every month. There used to be a time the money used to travel and it used to take not less than 3 weeks, because what we used to do, we used to cut a draft. It's not a draft, it's a check drawn on our account in various countries. The customer comes to our counters across the globe, we were operating in 31 countries, and he pays the local currency and takes a draft of his currency. If it's an Indian, it is Indian rupee. So we give an Indian rupee check or a draft. He goes to the post office and sends that draft to his wife. Now, when he is going to the post office to send this draft, he can't send it in a normal post. And the instrument reaches the other end, the postman takes it to the house of the remitter. The postman in the northern part of the country, in south we don't realize a lot of things. In the northern part of the country, postman will go only once a week. He goes and delivers this, and he takes some money out of it also. And then this lady has to go to the bank and deposit this check. The check is drawn on various centers, so there is a collection and clearing delay. So in effect, the money will not reach the beneficiary less than 3 weeks those days. I'm talking about the 90s. What's the scenario today? Today, the technology is so advanced where there is a system called host-to-host connectivity. Now we connect our systems across the globe to a bank in India. Of course, all the banks in India, but let us take, for example, State Bank of India. So when the systems are connected, when a person is sending money either from US or Australia or Fiji or America, South America or the Middle Eastern region, the minute we do the transaction there, same minute, 24/7, the amount gets credited to the beneficiary's account. How does it happen? The system verifies whether we have sufficient money in our account in India or wherever. It will verify without manual intervention, and the money reaches the destination same minute, 24/7 without manual intervention. Now what has happened in this process? The anxiety of the remitter is gone. The waiting period of the beneficiary is gone. All the documents that you see, a check means it is a security paper. That paper need to be stored in a proper secured environment. Then cost of that paper, then the collection and clearing delay because somebody is involved, manual work. Now in the entire process, the paper has been totally eliminated. So we have a paperless operations happening day in, day out. The transactions are in millions. So what has happened because of all this? Not only the customer got a better service, we were able to deliver what we promised, because when we say that your money will be there in minutes, and it is there in minutes. When the postman is taking it, we don't know. It depends upon when the postman has taken the check to his house. And then lot of savings, time and money. And definitely, when I say time, look at the kind of disruption that has happened with the online payments, the Paytms, the Phone Pays and the Google Pays of the world. Again, one, if you are dealing in cash, the cash has to be counted by you. When you are depositing the cash to the bank cashier has to count it. Then when it is taken to the bank, again it has to be recounted. The bank where it is going to be deposited again, because they need to send it to the chest, again it is counted. So you can imagine what is the cost involved in handling cash. Now, when our Honorable Prime Minister introduced Digital India, what he had in mind was everything should happen on the digital platform. So today we see almost all the applications are available on the platform. Everything is submitted online, including the visas. In the past, the visas used to be, you have to go through a process of filling umpteen forms before you get the visa stamped on your passport. So these are the changes that we have seen because of the startups. Now, look at the startup scenario. As I said, the major focus for the promoters of startups is, first they have to be recognized. So there is a rule called 50, 100, 500. Their first target is to reach $50 million of revenue, 100 or more employees, and $500 million valuation. Once that happens, they are able to seek funding from the funders, and then they become unicorns. In India alone, we have seen, they say, of course, this is as per the DPIIT, the Department for Promotion of Industries and Internal Trade, Government of India. So far, more than 73,000 startups have been registered, certified in India. And out of which 14,000 were only in 2022. You can imagine the speed at which it is growing. During the COVID time, the startups grew 14%. When all the businesses were down, startups were growing at the rate of 14%. The total valuation of these startups what we have today is more than 340 billion US dollars. And they have generated more than 7,68,000 employees. They have generated employment for 7,68,000 employees. And see what has happened, the culture of innovation, research, and the knowledge about regarding the artificial intelligence or blockchains or machine learning, all these things have gone to even to the remote villages of India. See, probably during our time when we were like all of you students, we had no access to information. Either our parents or one of our uncles must tell us what's happening outside the realm of our, So today, content is available. Whatever you think of, it is available there. So content is no issue. So that is where your exposure, your access to information, you have to really march forward in a big way. As Professor was mentioning, if you have the vision to think, nothing is impossible. You can achieve everything in life. Now, it is interesting that in India, almost 87% of the unicorns are based out of Bangalore, Delhi and Mumbai. But Pune, Hyderabad are the emerging centers where the startups are being housed. That's because, of course, Pune, Hyderabad and Chennai. Because this is where not only the metros, even tier 2, tier 3 cities are also getting the benefit. Going forward, it is going to be like that. Now, startups you see in all the areas, e-commerce. I will not elaborate because of the paucity of time. E-commerce, then all the, even education sector, then media and entertainment, healthcare, real estate, transport, logistics, travel. These are all the areas where the startups have made a mark. It's only a matter of time. You think of anything, you will have it in the digital mode. Now, who are the major funders for these startups? You have heard of Tiger Global, Sequoia, SoftBank, DST Global, Nexus Ventures. These are all the people who are looking for people who have ideas. So people need not have money in their pockets. If they have no novel idea, there are funders available plenty. And these startup companies, wherever they start, they not only grow themselves, they help a lot of other related industries and other things to grow. For example, take Infosys, which has been housed in Bangalore, or Alibaba, which is in Hangzhou city, and the Google in Mountain View, California. These people have changed the entire face of those cities. Because of the IT sector, Bangalore has grown beyond what Bangalore could offer. See, because of all this, it has really helped the environment as well. When I say paperless operation means what? That many trees have not been cut. And when everything is available online, every item that you think of is available online. So what happens? You need not drive down in the traffic. You can reduce traffic congestion, use minimal usage of fuel, and convenience. Everything is delivered to your doorsteps. The change is coming every day. I think we need to have the wisdom to seize that opportunity. In every change, there is an opportunity. In fact, for our country, a country of our size, and the natural resources that we have, and the talented youth, 35% of our population are youth. This is a major, asset for us. We were dependent country until 1947. We became independent. Today, we are a dependable country. How many countries we have helped during the COVID time? Supplying medicines to many countries free. Those who could not afford, we have given them medicines. And we have helped during the natural calamities also. So now, most of the developing countries look at India for support. That's where our position is. And as Indians, we should be proud of what we are. Because, it is normal for us, Indians, to talk ill about our country. That's not correct. Because when you are within your family, your children will also be demotivated. They don't want to, they'll say, I don't want to stay in this country, I want to go out. But when you go out, you see the beauty of India. That's where the difference is. When we go out, we create that respect for our country. We talk good. If you talk bad about our country in overseas countries, what happens? Everybody thinks that India is in place, can't go there. But lot of investments are flowing to India now because they find the talent is easily available plenty. I will conclude by saying, I will end with the quote, not a quote, it is Mahatma Gandhiji's, he has listed 7 deadliest sins. What are those 7 deadliest sins? Wealth without work, pleasure without conscience, knowledge without character, commerce without morality, science without humanity, worship without sacrifice, and politics without principles. All of you students should remember this, because this is somebody who has imagined that one day the politics will be without principles. Those days politics was with principles. I must tell you, Lal Bahadur Shastri. Lal Bahadur Shastri was a teacher. And he was getting 15 rupees salary every month. One day, one of his friends came home and asked for 50 rupees loan. This was told by Mr. Anil Shastri, our Lal Bahadur Shastri's son, whom I had the opportunity to meet. So, when the friend came home asking for 50 rupees, Shastriji said, I don't have money, how can I give you? Shastriji's wife brought 50 rupees and kept that rupees in his hands. And he gave it to his friend, and the friend went away. Shastriji asked his wife, from where did you get these 50 rupees? She said, out of your 15 rupees salary, I used to save 2 rupees every month. So I had that money accumulated with me, that's what I gave you. You know what Shastriji said? Did? Next morning, he went to the revenue department and he told them, you can reduce my salary by 2 rupees because I can run the family in 13 rupees and use that 2 rupees for other purposes. These are the kinds of leaders that we had not long ago. It's about 50, 60 years back. But today where we have gone? You are all youth. My appeal to you is live these values through your lives. We could not really help it, but definitely you can. Thank you again. Thank you all the delegates. Have a great day. And again, thanks to Nalanda management for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your words of wisdom. May I now request Shri Animachalu Vishnu Bhatt, sir, to present memento to Shri Sudhir Kumar Shetty as a token of gratitude. Thank you, sir. Now, it is the time to listen the words of the director of the seminar, Dr. Vignesh Varmadi, sir. Sir, I request you to speak few words on this occasion.
ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರೇ, ಆತ್ಮೀಯ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರಾದ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಎಡಪಡಿತಾಯ ಹಾಗೂ ಸುಧೀರ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ರೆ, ಪ್ರಾಂಶುಪಾಲರೇ, ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಸೆಮಿನಾರಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ನಡ ಭಾಷೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಸಂಶಯ ಬರ್ಬೋದು. ನಾನು ಇತ್ತೀಚಿನ ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ನಡವನ್ನೇ ಬಳಸೋದು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದರೂ ಕೂಡ, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮತ್ತು ಬಾರ್ಡರ್ ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ. ನನಗೆ ದೇಜಗೌಡರು ಉಪದೇಶ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು, ನೋಡಪ್ಪ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ನಡ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಏನು ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಡ ಅಂತ. 2 ವರ್ಷ ಆಯಿತು. 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 2 ಆಂಗ್ಲ ಭಾಷೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ. ಕನ್ನಡವು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ ನಂತರ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕನ್ನಡವೇ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದು ನಾನು, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಗಡಿನಾಡಲ್ಲಿರುವವರು, ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ತುಚ್ಛೀಕರಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ಕೆಲವೇ ಶಬ್ದ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾನು ಅಧ್ಯಾಪಕನಾಗಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ 4 ಸೆನ್ಸನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ: ಟೈಮ್ ಸೆನ್ಸ್, ಕಾಮನ್ ಸೆನ್ಸ್, ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನಾಲೆಜ್ ಸೆನ್ಸ್. ಈ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ಗಳಿಲ್ಲದಿದ್ದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಯಶಸ್ಸು ಸಿಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ನನಗೂ ಅದು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಟೈಮ್ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ 10 ಕಾಲಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಗಿಬೇಕು. ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ 1-2 ಶಬ್ದ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಇಕನಾಮಿಕ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಬರೋದು, ಇಕನಾಮಿಕ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ವೇರ್ ಬೈ ದ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್ ಓವರ್ ಎ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲಾಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಮಾಸ್. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಬಂತು. ಆಂಟ್ರಪ್ರನರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆಯೂ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂತು. ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟೇಟಿವ್, ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟೇಟಿವ್ ಆಗ ವೈಸ್ ಚಾನ್ಸಲರ್ ಸರ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಆಂಟ್ರಪ್ರನರ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ವೈಸ್ ಚಾನ್ಸಲರ್ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಕ್ ಆಂಟ್ರಪ್ರನರ್, ವಿಷ್ಣುವಣ್ಣ ಕಲ್ಚರಲ್ ಆಂಟ್ರಪ್ರನರ್, ಸುಧೀರ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ ಕಮರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಆಂಟ್ರಪ್ರನರ್. ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇರುವವರೆಲ್ಲ ಆಂಟ್ರಪ್ರನರ್ಸ್. ನಾವು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿಕೊಡ್ತೇವೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಸಮಾಜಕ್ಕೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕೊಡುಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಅದರಿಂದ ಉದ್ಯೋಗಾವಕಾಶ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಯಾಗ್ತದೆ. ವೈಸ್ ಚಾನ್ಸಲರನ್ನೇ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, 200ಕ್ಕೂ ಮಿಕ್ಕಿ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನರಿಗೆ ಉದ್ಯೋಗಾವಕಾಶ ಅವರು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೊಸ ಹೊಸ ಕೋರ್ಸನ್ನು ತರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ವಿಷ್ಣುವಣ್ಣ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಾಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನರಿಗೆ ಉದ್ಯೋಗಾವಕಾಶ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಆಂಟ್ರಪ್ರನರ್ಶಿಪ್. ನಾವು ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲಿ ಹೇಳೋದನ್ನು ಬೇರೆ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಆದರೆ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಇದೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಈ ಸೆಮಿನಾರಿಗೆ ಯಶಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಕೋರ್ತೇನೆ. ನಾನು ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಮಾತಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಆ ಆಸೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಈಗ ಮುಗ್ದಿದೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಏನು ಸುರೇಶ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟೀಮ್, ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಾಲ್ರು ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಕೇಶವ ಶರ್ಮ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ರು, ಒಂದು ಸೆಮಿನಾರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಉಂಟು, ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ. ಟಾಪಿಕ್ಕು ಅದು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಆಯಿತು, ರಿಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ನು ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಯಿತು. ನಂತರ ಇನಾಗರೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಯಾರನ್ನು ಕರೆಸೋದು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ತಕ್ಷಣ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಮಂಗಳೂರು ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ವೈಸ್ ಚಾನ್ಸಲರನ್ನು ಕರೆಸಿ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಊರಿನವರವರು, ಗಡಿನಾಡಿಗೂ ಅವರಿಗೂ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಇದೆ, ಇದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಅವರೇನೋ ಪುಣ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಒಪ್ಪಿಕೊಂಡ್ರು. ಬಿಸಿಯಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೂ ತೆಗೆಯೋದು ನಂತರವೇ, ನಾನು ಎಷ್ಟೇ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಇದ್ದರೂ ಕೂಡ. ಆ ರೀತಿ ಅವರು ಬಂದು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಯಶಸ್ಸು ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. ಸುಧೀರ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಶೆಟ್ರು ಅವರು ನನಗೆ ತಿರುಗಿಸಿಕೊಟ್ರು, ಕೀನೋಟ್ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ಸು ನೀವು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಸುರೇಶ್ ಮೂಲಕ. ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ನಿಲಯದ ಕಲಾವಿದರು ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಕೂಡ ವೇದಿಕೆಗೆ ಬರಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ. ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ದವ, ಕೀನೋಟ್ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಅವರು ಕೊಡಲಿ, ನಾವು ಏನಿದ್ರು ಚಡ್ಡಿ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋರು. ನಾನು ಅವರು ಮಾಡಿದಷ್ಟು ಕಿತಾಪತಿ ಯಾರೂ ಮಾಡಿರಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ದೊಡ್ಡ ಪ್ರಾಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಎಡಪಡಿ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಿದಷ್ಟು ಕಿತಾಪತಿ ಯಾರೂ ಮಾಡಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸೂಕ್ತ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಅಂತ ಬೇಕು. ಮತ್ತು ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ದಾಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸೆಮಿನಾರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳೋದು, ದೂರದವರನ್ನು ಬರೆಸಿ ಅಂತ. ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ದೂರದವರನ್ನು. ಈಗ ಸುಧೀರ್ ಕುಮಾರರು ದೂರದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದವರು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರ ಹೆಸರು ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ತೂಕ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಆ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ಅವರು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರ ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನು ಮಂಡಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎಡಪಡಿತಾಯರು ನಾವಿನ್ನು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಅವರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಏನೋ ಗತಕಾಲದ ವೈಭವ. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳು ಹರೀಶ್ ಜೋಶಿ, ರವೀಂದ್ರ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಇಬ್ಬರು ನನಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಆತ್ಮೀಯರು. ಹೇಳಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಇವರು ಸುರೇಶ್ ಕೇಳಿದರು ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳು ಅಂತ. ತಕ್ಷಣ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ಈ ಡೇಟಿಗೆ ನೀವು ಬೇರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೂ ಒಪ್ಪಿಕೊಳ್ಳಬೇಡಿ. ಇಬ್ಬರು ಭಾರಿ ಬಿಸಿ ಜನಗಳು, ಆದರೆ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತಿಗೆ ಬೆಲೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ರಾಜಾರಾಮ್ ಭಟ್ರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪದ್ಮನಾಭ ಭಟ್ರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಿಂದ, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ವಿಜಯ ಸರಸ್ವತಿ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ರವಿಕಲಾ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಇನ್ನೂ ಹಲವರು. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅವರವರ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಪರಿಣಿತಿಯನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿದವರು. ಇವರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅನುಭವಗಳನ್ನು ಪಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಹತ್ರ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಹೇಳೋದು. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಮುಂದೆ ನೀವು ಕೂಡ ಇಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ಆರ್ಗನೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ನನಗೆ 82ರಿಂದ ಈ ಅನುಭವ ಇದೆ. ಆದರೂ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಅನುಭವ ಬರಲಿ ಅಂತ 2015ರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಮ್ಮೆ ನಾವು ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಸೆಮಿನಾರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆವು. ನಂತರ ಸುಧೀರ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಅವರ ಹತ್ರ ಇದು ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಸೆಮಿನಾರ್ ವಿಜಯ ಸರಸ್ವತಿ ಮತ್ತು ಅವರಿದ್ದು ಒಂದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇದು ಒಂದಾಗಲಿ, ಇನ್ನು ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿಭಾಗದವರು ಮಾಡಲಿ. ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಇರುವಂಥ ಕಾಲೇಜು, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಭವಿಷ್ಯ ಇದೆ. ಈ ರೀತಿಯ ಸೆಮಿನಾರ್ಗಳಾದರೆ ಇನ್ನಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಚಾರ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. ಪ್ರಚಾರ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಜನಗಳು ಬರುವುದು, ಈ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಹೆಸರು ಬೆಳೆಯುವುದು. ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದಾಗಲಿ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
Thank you, sir. Your words are always a motivation for us to work more. May I now request Shri Animajulo Vishnu Bhatt, sir, to present a memento to Dr. Vignesh Varmudi, sir, as a token of gratitude. Thank you, sir. With a great honor and respect, may I now invite Shri Animajulo Vishnu Bhatt, sir, President Governing Council NCAS PERLA, to deliver the presidential address.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಈ ಒಂದು ದಿವಸದ ಸೆಮಿನಾರಿಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಇದರ ಉದ್ಘಾಟಕರಾಗಿ ಬಂದಂತಹ ಸುಬ್ರಹ್ಮಣ್ಯ ಎಡಬಳಿತಾಯ, ಮಂಗಳೂರು ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿಯ ಕುಲಪತಿಗಳು, ಹಾಗೆ ಸುಧೀರ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟರು, ವಿಘ್ನೇಶ್ವರ ವರ್ಮುಡಿಯವರು ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಕರೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಉದ್ಘಾಟಿಸಿ ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇರಿದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಿಂದ ಪ್ರೇರಣೆ ಉಂಟಾಗಿ ಇದೇ ಗ್ರಾಮಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನೆಲೆಸಿ ಅವರವರಿಗೆ ಯಾವುದು ಇಷ್ಟ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಯಾವ ಉದ್ಯೋಗ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಯಾವುದರಿಂದ ಜೀವನ ತೆಗಿಬೋದು, ನಡೆಸ್ಬೋದು ಎಂಬುದನ್ನು ಕಲಿತುಕೊಂಡು ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ದೇಶದ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಪ್ರಜೆಗಳಾಗಿ ಬಾಳಿ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ನಲಂದ ಆಡಳಿತ ಮಂಡಳಿಯ ಪರವಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಶುಭವನ್ನು ಹಾರೈಸುತ್ತಾ ನನ್ನ ಎರಡು ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತೇನೆ.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable words and support. Now we come to the end of inaugural ceremony. I request our Honorable Principal Dr. Kishore Kumar Rai, sir, to deliver the vote of thanks.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಒಂದು ದಿವಸದ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಮಟ್ಟದ ಸೆಮಿನಾರನ್ನು ಉದ್ಘಾಟನೆ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಮಂಗಳೂರು ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಕುಲಪತಿಗಳು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾನು ನನ್ನ PhD ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಮೇಲಿನ ಫ್ಲೋರಲ್ಲಿ, ನಾವು ಕನ್ನಡ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೆಳಗಿನ ಫ್ಲೋರಲ್ಲಿ. ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂಥದ್ದು ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಯಾಂಟೀನಲ್ಲಿ, ರಾಮಣ್ಣನ ಕ್ಯಾಂಟೀನ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಆಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಚಹಾ ಕುಡಿಯುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಸುಖ ದುಃಖ ಮಾತಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು ಇದು ನಡೀತಾ ಇತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮದು. ಹಾಗೆ ನಾನು ಒಂದು ದಿವಸ ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ, ಸರ್ ಒಂಜಿ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಸೆಮಿನಾರ್, ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡುವಂಥ ತುಳುವಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ, ಹಾಗೆ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಸೆಮಿನಾರ್ ಮನ್ಪಿರು ಒಂಜಿ ಬಲಿ ಯಾನಿ ಇನ್ನಿತ್ತೆ ಡೆಲ್ಲಿಡುಲ್, ಅವರು ಡೆಲ್ಲಿಯಲ್ಲಿದ್ದರು ಆ ದಿವಸ. ಆಗ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ಇಷ್ಟು ಹೊತ್ತಿಗೆ ನೀವು ಬನ್ನಿ ಅಂತ. ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ 9 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ನಾವಲ್ಲಿ ರೀಚ್ ಆದುವಾಗ ಎಸ್, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡೈರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ನೋಡುವಾಗ ಅವರು ನಿನ್ನೆ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಅವರು ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರಿಂದ ಬರಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಆದರೆ ಅದೃಷ್ಟವಶಾತ್ ನಿನ್ನೆ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅದು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮಿಗೆ ಅವರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರನ್ನು ಬಹಳ ಗೌರವ ಹಾಗೂ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ನಳಂದ ಮಹಾವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದ ಪರವಾಗಿ, ಹಾಗೆ ವಿವೇಕಾನಂದ ವಿದ್ಯಾವರ್ಧಕ ಸಂಘ, ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಇದರ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಬಹಳ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಗೌರವದಿಂದ ನಾನು ವಂದಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಸುಧೀರ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟರು ನಮ್ಮವರೇ, ಆದರೂ ಸರ್ ಜೊತೆ ನಾವು ಆರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದರ ಯೋಜನೆ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಮೋಡಿ ಸರ್ ಮನೆಗೆ ನಾನು, ಸುರೇಶ್ ಕೇಶವ್ ಶರ್ಮಾ ಮತ್ತು ಶ್ರೀನಿಧಿ ಸರ್ ನಾವು ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೆವು. ಹೋಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭ, ಸರ್ ನೀವು ಕೀನೋಟ್ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳುವಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲ, ತೋರಿಸಿರುವಂಥ ಸುಧೀರ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟರನ್ನು. ಹಾಗೆ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ, ಅವರ ಮನೆಗೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೆವು. ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಆರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಧೀರ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟರ ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕಜ್ಜಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ರು. ಆ ದಿವಸ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿವರಗಳನ್ನು ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಒರಂಬೋಡಿ ಸರ್ ಇದರ ಯೋಜನೆ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳೋದು ತಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಹಾಗೆ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಕೀನೋಟ್ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಅವ್ರನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹಾಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಬಹಳ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಗೌರವದಿಂದ ವಂದಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾದ್ದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಗುಮೊಗ್ಗದ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರು ನಮ್ಮದು. ಏನು ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ನಾನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟವರು ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರು. ಹಾಗೆ ಆಡಳಿತ ಮಂಡಳಿಯ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹಾಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಗೌರವದ ಕೃತಜ್ಞತೆಯನ್ನು ಅರ್ಪಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಒರಂಬೋಡಿ ಸರ್ ಅವರು ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ರೂಪರೇಖೆ ಹಾಕಿಕೊಟ್ಟವರು, ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನ ಮಾಡಿದವರು. ಅವರನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹಾಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಬಹಳ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಗೌರವದಿಂದ ವಂದಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಆಗುವಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸುರೇಶ್ರು ಬಂದು ಕೇಳಿದರು ನನ್ನ ಜೊತೆಗೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಅವರು ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಸುರೇಶ್ ಮತ್ತು ಅನುಷಾ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ವೀನರ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದವರು. ಹಾಗೆ ಸರ್ ಒಂದು ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಸೆಮಿನಾರ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದು. ನಾನು ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವ ನಾನು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುವಂಥ ಪೂರ್ವ ಯೋಜನೆಗಳು ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರನ್ನು ಸಂಪರ್ಕ ಮಾಡಿ ನಾವು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಇವತ್ತು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಮೊನ್ನೆ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಳಿಪಗುಡಿಗೆ ಹೋಗುವಾಗ ನನಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯ ಆಯ್ತು. ನನಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಷ್ಟು ಹತ್ತಿರದಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತಹ ಇದನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಮಗೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು ಈ ಕಾರಣದಿಂದಾಗಿ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಸರ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಹಾಗೆ ತುಮಕೂರು ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿಯವರು, ಮಣಿಪಾಲದಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲರದ್ದು ನಾನು ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರ ಹೆಸರನ್ನು ಈಗ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಮಯ ಮೀರಿದೆ. ಆ ಕಾರಣದಿಂದಾಗಿ ಆಡಳಿತ ಮಂಡಳಿಯವರನ್ನು ಹಾಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ಗಳಿಂದ ಬಂದಿರುವಂಥವ್ರನ್ನು ಹಾಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ವಂದಿಸ್ತಾ, ಸುರೇಶ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅನುಷಾ ಅವರು, ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಧ್ಯಾಪಕ ವೃಂದದವರು, ಪತ್ರಿಕಾ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮದವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ವಿವೇಕಾನಂದ ಕಾಲೇಜಿಂದ ಬಂದಿರುವಂಥ ಸಂತೋಷ್ ಅವರ ಟೀಮ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ, ವಿಕಸನ ಟಿವಿ ಅವರ ಟೀಮ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಇದೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನು ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ವಂದಿಸ್ತಾ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
Thank you, sir. With the permission of the president of the program, the inaugural ceremony has come to end here. Thank you each and everyone sparing your valuable time with us. Thank you one and all. Have a nice day to all. Next, the technical session will be continued in the same auditorium. Participants, please stay here.
Very good morning, one and all gathered here. So we are in the technical session first. The topic is women entrepreneurship as a tool for women empowerment. So the resource person is Dr. Harish Joshi, Professor, Manipal Institute of Management, Manipal Academy of Higher Education, Manipal. And the chairperson of this session is Shri Padmanabha Bhatt, Proprietor, Pradeep Enterprises, Copra Processing Unit, Deepa Oil and Flour Mill, Kanderi. I request the chairperson and the resource persons to occupy their seats. Welcome you, sir. And as we all know, the entrepreneurship is an engine for the success nowadays. And we thought that women entrepreneurship is one of the topic and it is a burning issue, and a lot of women entrepreneurs are there nowadays. So we discussed with Dr. Harish Joshi and he happily agreed, and he is with us. And once again, warm welcome you, sir. And I request our management member, Shri Rajashekar Perla, sir, to give a flower as a token of welcome to Dr. Harish Joshi, sir. Welcome you, sir. And the chairperson of the session is Shri Padmanabha Bhatt, Kanderi. A warm welcome you, sir, for you also. And I request Raja Rama, sir, a member of Governing Council and CS PERLA, to give a flower as a token of welcome to Padmanabha Bhatt, sir. And a warm welcome you all, the delegates, teachers, lecturers, and the students from various colleges. Hope this session will give you some hints or some ideas. Thank you. Over to you, sir. Okay, sir. Cordless.
Thank you. Good morning. In fact, I try to avoid the podium for a simple reason. It will restrict you. Any communication needs some sorts of movement, eye-to-eye contact. Then only it's possible to reach what you want to highlight. That's the basic of communication, what we learn in our classes. As Dr. Varmudi sir pointed out, of course, the language should not be a barrier for communication. In case if you have any problem with my oratory ability, you can also raise objections, and accordingly I can switch over to any language. That's not an issue. I know a little bit of Malayalam also, because I also hail from a nearby place. I can use English, I can use Kanglish, I can use Tunglish also, Tulu mixed English, possible. But Manglish is difficult because Malayalam and English, they are all common. If you are very serious about the topic, then I am not the right person. Let me tell you frankly. Because in the introduction itself, Mr. Suresh pointed out that women entrepreneurship is a burning aspect, burning subject. So when it is already burning, then why to add fuel to that? So I don't want to add that. Second point is, it's a topic of priority wherein so much of research has gone into already. But ultimately, the result is zero. Zero result for a reason. Those who are into research probably might be able to highlight those things. Most of the researchers come out with a list of problems associated with women entrepreneurship. If I am right, my researchers would raise your hand and tell me that. You come out with so much of research highlighting problems associated with women entrepreneurship. I don't want to touch upon that because for me it is not a problem. Let me go in that way. It need not be a problem because those research are going by researchers only. They haven't studied the reality. Therefore, I start with one slide saying that it's a reality. So we need to touch upon the realities rather than looking at the problem side of it. Right? Okay. Before going to my, say, discussion, I would like to ask some questions to my participants. When you normally focus or concentrate in your class, supposing you have 5 hours in a day, morning 3 hours, afternoon 2 hours, when you focus more, first hour, second hour, third hour, morning, afternoon, first hour and second hour, 5 hours in a class, when you concentrate more, first hour. Anybody saying second hour? Somebody saying third hour? Yeah, she says second hour, right? Anybody saying afternoon first hour? Anybody saying afternoon last hour? Last hour. Let me tell you, if at all it's a classroom, morning first hour, many said morning first hour. Voice was very powerful. If I vote, it will get majority. Morning first hour, you can't focus, you can't concentrate because you have hangover of previous day. Previous day you had some program, you came late, you missed your bus, so and so forth. When you come to the class, you are in a hurry, you can't study. Mostly first hour is gone because of this event. Number one, gone. Many said she raised second hour. Sorry to say, second hour you have hangover of first hour. Your first hour teacher has given you assignment, he has given you some homework, he questioned you. Second hour is gone. Third hour, definitely not because it's hungry hour where your stomach will not allow you to concentrate. That hour is gone. Afternoon first hour, sleepy hour, right? After food, who will look at you? Who will concentrate? Gone. Last hour, fifth hour, somebody said, fifth hour is a preparation hour. What to do after 4:30? Where to get your food? What party to have? Now, having said that, in those 5 hours you are not in a position to concentrate, then when you study, not at home, not at school, when you study then, this is the reality of Indian education system. You may ask me a question, Are Bapre, he started with women entrepreneurship and he start thinking about the education system. Yes, there is a very close link between what we are today and what we ought to be. Our system is that it prevents you from doing. And that prevention is probably a biggest hurdle to be crossed when it comes to what I call as entrepreneurship. The resource person, keynote speaker was highlighting about so many entrepreneurial abilities. And he highlighted that many are entrepreneurs. It's looking at the startup. It is trying to get the funding, attracting the funding agencies, etc., etc. Of course, there are all the realities, practical side. But theoretically, we do nothing. We don't have those augment. We don't have that hunger, and we don't have those sorts of abilities to conceive and then put way forward. That's where we are lacking. Therefore, I just wanted to begin with my first slide. Can you just operate with the first one? It speaks about how good we are in looking at ourselves. That you can avoid. Next one. That's my name. Everybody knows. Next one. Yes. Looks a bit strange, but very relevant. I'm just trying to understand gift from the gods or a new phenomenon, a comparative analysis. These are the gift of God, nature's creation. And on the other side, we have human creations. You can see, no? You can compare, no? Where we lack our ideas. You take any example for that. They are all reflecting upon our body, human organs. And those organs were replicated by human ideas. Take the example of the heart. We have the pump with us. We have considered heart as the pumping agency, and of course we invented, I don't say me invented, don't write that. Somebody invented, which has gone into the business, and of course lots of commercialization took place. So everything is with us. It is not a new phenomenon. What you get out of it is, we have so much around us, but we don't see them. It may be a new idea, it may be invention, it may be innovation, whatever you call. It is with us. Have we seen those things as the opportunity? Are we able to identify them as an opportunity instead of saying that it is not available, this is not applicable, etc., etc.? I just wanted to add to this. Many are from economics background, right? You have studied economics. Even I studied economics long back when I was doing my degree. And I was very, very much attracted by Indian economics. And few days back, my son, who is an engineer, he said that I want to get some idea about economics. Then I said, you start reading Indian economics, you will get into everything. So he studied. And one fine morning, he came to me with a doubt. I said, okay, fine. Any doubt, if possible, I will clarify. He said, see, when I am referring that Indian economics, there is a word, there is a statement that India is a developing country. Why? He asked me a question. Then I said, don't worry, yaar. When I studied same Indian economics books, we had the same sentence, India is a developing country. So you need not worry about that. I went to that extent when my father studied Indian economics in the year 1950s, same sentence was there, India is a developing country. So when your son is studying, probably there will be the same topic, Indian economics, with a sentence, India is a developing country. You agree with me? Why it is so? What's the reason? One simple reason. What we are looking at here and how we look at our surrounding has not changed. People talk about US, people talk about UK, people talk about Arabian countries, so on and so forth. And of course they highlight those as maybe the startup reasons, creative inventions, etc., etc. But my point is, have you seen your environment? What you have in your surroundings, have you watched it clearly? If you watch it, you need not worry about USA. I had so many professors, when they come to the class, immediately they start. When I was in USA, his sentence starts with USA. We think that, oh, this fellow has gone to USA several times. Meaning, if you want to convince, we think about foreign countries and give examples of foreign countries. Doesn't mean that what you have is not an idea. Friends, please remember that if at all you want to be an entrepreneur, what is important for you is look around you. Look at your surroundings. Look at your environment and try to come out with a new idea. If you have that new idea, possibly you can change the whole scenario in the form of innovation. So, gentlemen, next. Just, this is what I would like to highlight about. If you have an idea, do ideas. Those ideas are the opportunities. You must be knowing a beautiful example related to how ideas can be converted into opportunities. One washing machine company, after looking at the sales, of course in their sales meeting they have referred the sales. In one particular state, the number of sales of washing machine is very high, state of Punjab. So they felt that instead of having their office here, why can't they have an office in Punjab? So with that intention in their mind, one executive was sent to Punjab. That executive went around and came with a statement, with a report. Normally, you have to have a report. The executive came out with a report, a wonderful report. You know what was the report? Punjab is consuming maximum washing machines. On a daily basis, they use. On monthly basis, the sales is very high. But washing machines are not used to wash cloth. Instead, washing machines are used to prepare lassi. Lassi making. It's known that people of Punjab are very much behind drinking lassi. Lassi is nothing but mixture of curds with sugar or some other agents, maybe the color, etc. Some other ingredients. Why they opted washing machine? Why not mixer grinder? Mixer grinder is a very small unit. At the max, it can mix 1 liter or 2 liters. But washing machine, the composition is such where minimum 15 liters, 20 liters capacity. And what happens in a washing machine is the rinsing work, that's all. Clockwise as well as anti-clockwise. You require only mixing, rinsing, not actually what you call as grinding. So as it is taking care of your requirement, and of course, you can't just prepare 1 liter lassi, you require in several liters. Therefore, conveniently, a washing machine is converted as a lassi making unit. They were shocked. Right? Tell me, is that an idea? Is that a problem? Or is it comes with the reality? An idea is only an opportunity when it is. Where you stand? We talk about women entrepreneurs. We talk about so many entrepreneurial journey. But we never touch upon how those ideas are. Of course, with the ideas only it is possible to go to the next level. Please remember it. There is a very, very wrong notion about entrepreneurship. Let me clarify it in that way. Being a professor of entrepreneurship from several years, I teach the same to my students, saying that you have to have that differentiation. We call everybody as entrepreneurs. We brand everybody as entrepreneurs. No. If at all somebody needs to be called or bifurcated as entrepreneurs, he or she needs to do something innovatively. In 2001, Mr. Shankar Mahadevan, not your singer, sorry. The moment I said Shankar Mahadevan, somebody said, okay, breathless singer. No. Shankar Mahadevan and Amit Shankar gave a wonderful definition. Their definition rounds about entrepreneurship is an activity which is destructive in nature. It's a destructive nature. It will disturb the economy on a temporary basis. It will balance the equilibrium once it is accepted. He gave the example, of course, the best example given by him was the floating of an airline called Air Deccan. You must be knowing there was an airline provider called Air Deccan. Everybody used to travel in Air Deccan only because of their pricing strategy. What they have done is low prices. So much research went into that idea, and everybody started following it. In a way, it is a distraction. Initially, it was a distraction, but later on, people have started copying it. That copying cannot be called as entrepreneurship. Of course, it was taken over by Kingfisher in the later stages with a pool agreement. Of course, those even Kingfisher has gone somewhere. You must be knowing about Mr. Mallya. My point of observation was when somebody starts with an idea which has the ability to destruct your economy is entrepreneurship. Where you clearly identify that, okay, there is invention, there are innovations, there are new ideas, and people may not be able to accept it as it is. Our keynote speaker was highlighting about that. And of course, Dr. Edapati Thaya also highlighted that it should be acceptable. My question is, can you or can't you make it acceptable? Zomato came, Amazon is living, so many online products are very vibrant now. How it was accepted? I will tell you the same story almost 20 years back. 20 years back, I saw one advertisement in Udayavani or some other newspaper. It was a Delhi-based company. If you pay 150 rupees, we will send you mosquito killing machine. 150 rupees for mosquito killing machine. I felt so interesting, and I had the time of money order. Most of my students may not be knowing what is money order. They must be knowing money order. That was the time of money orders. I have sent 150 rupees as money order. I want to see what is that machine. Mosquito killing machine. After 14 days, the postman came to my house with a parcel. I felt so happy, my God. Today onwards, I am free from mosquito. A big packet. Opened it, so many covers, and ultimately I saw 2 stone pieces. And supported by a manual to it. There was a manual. How to use it. The manual says, number 1, hold 2 pieces in your hand. Of course. Hold the mosquito. Second. Keep it in between 2 stones. Third. Tap it. Fourth. 150 rupees. That was the era of online. It started almost 25 years back. But now we are giving importance to this online. Right now? Because of so many services included, customized, and the number of products, we started accepting it. So acceptance is not a question. Question is, can you make it attractive? Can you definitely convince the possible customers, or make them as customers, attract them as customers? That is your mindset. If you can do that, probably this has nothing to do. I just added that. Adds value to customer, it solves a problem, it can make some money. Of course, without money, nothing will happen. And also said it's a good fit with the entrepreneurial team. What we try to do, and our idea flow, it should fit with that. It's not that somebody is doing what they want. No. I can give one example of my own place, Udupi, where, there is one engineer. He's a mechanical engineer, but selling vegetables. I asked him, gentlemen, why you are selling vegetables? He said, Harry, by mechanical engineering, I get nothing. It has nothing to do. But by selling vegetable, I can do something. And he has applied all those engineering skills into selling of vegetables. If you actually compare his study, knowledge, etc. to vegetable selling, it is nothing. But the education has given him that idea as to how to sell, how to improve it, how to promote it, how to attract customers. Everything he has learned. Therefore, even though he is a mechanical engineer, he is able to sell it. My point of observation is, it is our responsibility to value addition, creation and value addition, which we don't do. If you look at, of course, if you Google, you will get so many problems associated with women entrepreneurship. More than 20, if you list out. And as a researcher, you can add your own problem, saying that this is an additional problem and claim that this is my academic contribution. Please don't do that. It is not the problem that is more important. It is the vision as to how we can create women entrepreneurs more and more. Probably that leads to some argument. My question to all of you, especially if you want to become entrepreneurs, is there any difference between men entrepreneurs and women entrepreneurs? Is there any difference between men entrepreneurs and women entrepreneurs? We study it as a separate category now. What's the difference? Anybody, can you point out one difference? Not more. We talk about women entrepreneurship. Of course, I have spent 4 years in a place called Sikkim, going to different places, collecting data from them, and of course, in many times, they used to. It's a very difficult phenomenon, going to them, asking them the question, and of course, relevant and irrelevant questions. Questionnaire is that. Yeah, gentlemen, yes, thank you. Okay. Of course, a very, very good point you highlighted, but that's not the difference. That speaks of the characteristics. When you list out the characteristics of men entrepreneurs and women entrepreneurs, what you want to say is women entrepreneurs are carried away by emotions. That's what you want to say. Is that the difference? Men also have the emotion. But the only thing is, they exhibit it facially, we don't exhibit it. That's the only difference, no? Men, you call men by any name, they say, chalta hai. Right, no? But women, my God, if you said one word enough, that day is gone. Right, no? It is their physical, psychological differences. But I want to know exactly why we differentiate men from women from the entrepreneurial angle. Okay, thank you. Good, good. That's a way of participation. Even though he is in the last bench. Plus point. Plus point. Yeah, madam? No. Everybody will get financial assistance. Of course, I'll come to that as we talk about equality. We talk about social justice. Is that required? See, from one angle we say men are equal to women, right? No, that's our argument. On the other hand, even for support we say for women there should be a percentage of reservation. They should be allowed to participate. Consciously they should be allowed to do what they want. No. Yes, yes. Huh. My God, oh my God, my God. Well, it's a good idea, but you know, I have doubt as well as objections. I agree to disagree. There are so many commercial entrepreneurs who are successful, succeeded in their ventures. Both men as well as women. If you identify social entrepreneurship, which was initiated by a fellow called, you must be knowing, a fellow from Bangla, Yunus, who started social entrepreneurship. So it was started by a man, not a woman. My point is, there is no difference between men as well as women. Okay, okay. There is one more answer. Good, good.
So woman has to manage both family as well as business. Men has only responsibility of entrepreneurship.
Everybody will agree.
Yes, sir. Sir, she has to manage even children. It is not easy.
Of course, yes, yes. We are actually coming to the core of what we wanted to discuss. Forget the slides. Because ultimately that discussion is very, very helpful. She is of the opinion that she has to manage work-life balance. Personal, domestic, as well as business. Is that a compulsion? Is there any record for it? I can give you thousands of examples where men cook at home and then go to their work. Sir, anybody agreeing with me? Definitely, but silently, without record. Silently, without record. So that's not the point of difference. For a simple reason. Economic empowerment arguments say that their labor, their charges, or their work is not considered. Their work is not considered. They are not paid with anything, even though they take care of the domestic work. And if you adjust alone, consider this. Most of the women are richest compared to men. You pay them on a daily basis, on monthly basis, or on fortnightly basis. Their earning will be more than men. It is possible. It is not considered. May know the reason why it is not considered. Because we are into a system where we equated men with women. We equated. It's an acceptance, it's a culture. It's where we are living with. Possibly, the empowerment argument says that equality is nothing but give them the opportunity, give them those freedom, make them to feel that they are within the same society. But it is not done by ourselves. Most of the women doesn't agree with this. So my understanding as well as my strong appeal is empowerment is possible if the man accepts it. Women definitely go with the same ideologies, which is lacking. Let me give you one simple example. We study economics. And the basic definition of economics is the art of household management. If you Google, you will get the same definition. It's the art of household management. Now you tell me, who is doing that? Women. Right, no? Whether she studied any Shankaran's book, economics book? No. Whether she studied any Indian economics books? No. In your house, who is cooking? Mother is cooking, okay. Today, some extra rice is left out. What happens to the same rice next day? Chitrana, my God. Pulao, puliogare. From where she learnt it? Refer some books? No. Whether she refers any economics book? No. It's there in her mind. So she or her mother is a real entrepreneur. We never considered that, no. But we keep on saying that women entrepreneurship has these problems, etc. That is wrong, no. Am I right? Because by birth, she is an entrepreneur. By birth, as she is an entrepreneur, why we have to distinguish between men and women is my question. She has the ability, she can do it. She knows different taste, how to utilize the waste. She knows about the environment. Probably in our havyaks, she goes to the field, picks some leaves, come with that and prepares a wonderful tambuli. That day tambuli is done. She will not worry about. Man probably will be worrying about. Point of observation is, it is there in their blood. They need not worry. Only problem is, they have the normalcy, they have a psychological feeling that, is that acceptable? Is my venture is acceptable? Number one. Whether I am acceptable? Number two. Third is very difficult phenomenon called a social taboo. We are under that social taboo. We consider it. Now, maybe a question to you, madam, if you can answer. Whether your parents allow you to go out from your home after 7 o'clock in the night? Why? Who created this problem? Who created this problem? Society has. Society means what? Society means where sugar is available, kerosene is available. Is that the society? It is something which we created. It's our society. We created it. We should not point out others for these mistakes. We are responsible for that. Second reason is, parents are having some sorts of soft corner to everyone. If you have a brother, no. Supposing if you have a brother, if he says, I'm going for a party, what could be the option? Parents always say, go for a party, no problem. 10 o'clock, no problem. Next day morning, come, fine. Right, no? There is a differentiation. Who taught this? So I'm trying to unfold the possibilities of differentiating men and women. It is there in our society from age-hood. Can we change it? Let me tell you. Empowerment is that. Change it. Let's behave equally. Let's psychologically feel that we are all okay. Can we do it? How many have that daring? How many can do it? It is not possible because our society is not accepting it. Number one. Even though your society is accepting, somewhere in the corner you have a feeling that I am doing something wrong. A feeling of sin that enters your mind. That is the actual reason why women are not into entrepreneurship in the full or full-fledged way. Third point, if you are creature, not even men, sorry to say, Rajaram maybe when I go out he may, how it is. Men are creative, but women are more creative. Right? Everybody will agree. What could be the reason? What could be the reason? They have the capacity. Anything, for example, finance, household management, anything to be expended, even though father is very strong, he inevitably asks the permission of mother. Inevitably. Called home minister. Maybe in our language we call it as home minister, but in reality also it is home minister. Whether she agrees or not, she has to sign. Meaning, that's a way how she is recognized. She is capable of doing it. Let me tell you the good old story where even the pawnbroking, if at all somebody is going for loan, etc., from a pawnbroker, please remember it. Let me add one more point that led to some practices. Therefore, when we put our thumb impression, it is not the right thumb, it is the left thumb. Yes or no? Why it is left thumb? A pawnbroker is an outsider. This lady do not know where to put the thumb impression, and normally he will hold. If it is man, okay, right thumb, acceptable. But holding the right thumb of a woman leads to some other cultural dimension. It's nothing but marriage. Nothing but marriage, therefore it's called, there is a pani grahana, there is a word. So he usually touches only the right thumb and put the thumb impression there because she can guarantee the payment. She has the ability to pay. And of course, there are so many cultural dimensions to that. We never looked at those cultural dimensions which are there from age old. That's a third point. Fourth point. You must be knowing, women can do great jobs. But only thing is, it requires the support of men from behind. When I was doing my research in a place called Sikkim, I saw so many businesses are run by women. I was under the impression that they are all entrepreneurial. But in the later stages of research, after compiling the